America, we're facing a perfect storm of crises. The Longshoremen strike has crippled our ports, Hurricane Helene has devastated communities, and now panic buying is sweeping the nation. Shelves are emptying, people are hoarding, and once again, toilet paper is the hot commodity. But here's the kicker: there's been a major development in these strike situations. So stay tuned, because what I'm about to reveal could change everything, while Biden and FEMA continue to fail those suffering in Helene's wake. Now, folks, in times of crisis, your health is your wealth, and let's face it, stress ages you faster than anything. But what if I told you there's a way to turn back the clock? It's not magic, it's science. As we age, our bodies produce less collagen, leading to wrinkles and sagging skin. But here is the secret: supplementing with the right types of collagen can help. That's why I take this incredible collagen powder. It combines the top 5 critical types of collagen for skin health. Visit healthwithgary.com now and get 51% off plus VIP coaching and an ebook on foods for amazing skin. Your body will thank you. Now, some breaking news just a few moments ago. Biden decided to go out and talk to the press. And we really have a perfect storm here. We got the Longshoremen strike. We've got the news of that. We've got this natural disaster in the Southeast. And here's how Biden responds to this. He has to be reminded about the storm.
When the storms, Liz Cheney not only did something for courage, but physical courage. She is her father's daughter.
What do the states in the storm zone need, Mr. President?
Okay?
What do the states in the storm zone, what do they need after what you saw today?
Oh, in the storm zone?
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering what storm you're talking about. They're getting everything they need. And they're very happy across the board. So we just got to keep, I'm going to have to go back to the Congress and get some more money for it. Liz Cheney.
What storm? Which one are you talking about? How many storms have happened in this country in the last 72 hours that this guy needs to be reminded of? He was just there for a photo op with Kamala. Roger Stone, just an hour ago, he got a message from a friend in Tennessee. This is pretty bad. Roger is blank. We've got a nightmare going on here in Northeast Tennessee and Northwest North Carolina. Help is not coming. There's dead bodies floating in the water and sewage, and this is going to be a health crisis. Not only that, but Mayorkas is saying they just don't have the money, and I talked to Blank and his wife for an hour. She told me they have another $20 billion. They're just refusing to do anything because they're communists and they hate the people and they don't care of people if people die. That's basically what we're facing here. Someone must call them governors in these red states to send helicopters to help these people, to bring food and water and rescuers, and to use the rainy day funds. I know we have over $10 billion in rainy day funds in the state of Tennessee that need to come out and help these people. They're going to die. And these are all Trump voters we're talking about, which is why it was purposely allowed to happen. The water is getting higher. I'm not sure how much longer I can hang on. Now our phone is dead. Thank you, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. A direct message from Roger Stone about just how bad it is. Now here's some good news. We're learning that the strike is over. ILA Local 333 just announced they are going back to work tonight. A ENTIS agreement was reached, wages to go up by 62%. Union for 45,000 U.S. dock workers agreed to suspend strike until January 15th. And here is the Port of Baltimore. Sean Farash, ILA Union announces it will suspend its strike until January 15th and hopes a new contract can be negotiated, according to Associated Press. But here's the thing. As the news spread of the Longshoremen strike, and in combination with the natural disaster in the Southeast, people began to panic. And they're panicking now. This is all video from today, that the hoarding has already begun. People are in the Walmarts, and they are in the Costco's, and they are hoarding everything. Brian, go vertical. The hoarding has already begun because of this. Look at this. Ian Miles Chong, the hoarding has begun. The Longshoremen strike will ensure that you have no food or anything for months. So the damage has already started. Brian, go horizontal, please. The hoarding has begun because everybody knows that the strike is going to happen. The word hasn't hit them yet that the strike is going to be paused until after the holiday, after Christmas, after the new year. But that doesn't stop them. Look at these lines at this Costco. People are freaking out. Okay, and now, again, we've got twin disasters happening here. The Longshoremen strike, and we've got the natural disaster. Here is Asheville, North Carolina. This appears to be, this might be a Costco as well. Not sure. Yeah, this looks like a Costco. This is a Walmart. Forgive me. Here we go. Wednesday, October 2nd, Walmart, Airport Road in Asheville, North Carolina. Hurricane Helene aftermath. Let's watch this. Brian, go vertical, please.
We're trying our best. Yes, you guys want to become one. Please be patient and understanding. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone here for prescriptions only? Prescriptions only.
Well, we didn't make it for the milk. Or Wednesday, October 2nd.
Oh my.
It's gone.
Okay, now it's really like the apocalypse.
Completely barren shelves.
More empty aisles.
Holy cow. Everything's gone.
It's literally the apocalypse.
I've never seen anything like this.
I misspoke. They have showers outside of Walmart on Airport Road.
So this is, again, when you see people who are trying to sell you survival equipment or survival food, it's these moments that you need to have that stuff. This is not a shameless pitch here, but if you go to preparewithgary.com, you can get your stuff. But even that company is having a very difficult time. My Patriot Supply, who we've partnered with at preparewithgary.com, they are having issues with partners unable to get supplies to North Carolina because they don't have FEMA permission.
Aren't even, Joe, that's actually kind of ties up with something that I've been reporting earlier, that Pete Buttigieg through the FAA issued a NOTAMs saying that drones aren't even allowed to fly over these areas where you've got people, again, in isolated areas where they don't have access to communications. This is the hill country. They don't have access to roads in many of these cases. And so they're just trying to get information out, number one, that they're alive, and number two, that they need assistance. And they won't let civilian drones, civilian aircraft assist. They're talking about helicopters, some of the civilian pilots being threatened with arrest. And now just walk me through that again. I know we were talking about it during the break. You're saying that some of your partners, is this the actual trucks, that they're saying the trucks need a special permission to be able to, we're not talking about blocked roads. The roads are open, but you're saying they're still not allowed to go even though it's just humanitarian assistance?
Yeah, that's some of the reports that I received through some of my contacts who are trying to provide assistance. We're trying to get some long-term emergency water to the people in North Carolina, and they're being told that they need special requirements from FEMA in order to enter these certain areas. And so we're trying to find the workarounds for that. But those are some of the reports that I've been getting in, and we're trying to find different ways in which we can get this product to those who desperately need it. But yes, we are being blocked in some places that are just simply blocking us from providing that assistance.
They are being actively blocked right now. People are suffering, and FEMA is blocking people. Store shelves are empty. They can't get what they need. Dutch Sins posting, why is everyone buying toilet paper? Is this the follower lemming effect? One person sees someone with a bunch of toilet paper, and then others do the same thing. Are they planning on reselling it? I don't understand. Is everyone crapping more? And here you see, look at these people. Look at all the toilet paper people are snagging up. It's like the pandemic all over again. Look at that. How many that person has? I mean, they got the store brand, they've got the Kirkland brand, they've got the Charmin brand. It's out of control. And here's a clip here. This is actually beautiful. You know, when I saw this clip, I saw it and I viewed it through the contrast of Kamala Harris choosing Tim Walz to be her vice presidential running mate. And the more I see Tim Walz publicly after the debate, they're trying to portray him as some folksy guy. You know, he was handpicked to try to appeal to the flyover country that the elite despise. But the thing is that J.D. Vance, he's legit. He's a real redneck. And you can't argue that. You can't counterbalance that with J.D. Walz. And look at him here. Look at him here. Let's just play the clip here. This is J.D. Vance and his wife in Damascus, Virginia, comforting the victims of Hurricane Helene. And I'm just looking at his attire. He's got like a mesh trucker hat on. He looks like a regular guy. And I don't feel like this is staged. I feel like this is genuine. Like so much we see from the Kamala Harris campaign, it's all staged. Everything is choreographed specifically to present an image to the American people, to try to sell a candidate. Right? It's all marketing. It's all AstroTurf. But when I see J.D. Vance here, I don't personally, like in my gut, I don't feel it. I don't feel like this is the same type of marketing or you know, a candidate crafting an image. Let's watch.
Mount folks from First Baptist Church that have been cleaning out the church. They've been doing all the hard work. How y'all doing? This is the pastor. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you, ma'am. There we go. God bless it. Good to meet some fellow hillbillies, ma'am. God bless you.
I grew up a lot like you.
Thank you, sir.
I made it to be president of 3.6 million.
Well, that's fantastic.
You did a great job.
Knock on wood. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you.
Proud of everything.
Yeah. God bless you, man. I'm rooting for you. Proud of you.
Jason Berry, County Administrator.
Okay.
Thank you for being
good to
here.
meet you, Jason.
Yeah. It's a big deal, but we're here.
And we're the pastor of the church is right there. How you doing? How you doing? Thank you for your service. Yeah, it's good to be here. God bless you, Mike. Absolutely. So tell me a little sir, I just want to say hello. God bless you. Thank you. So, Pastor, tell me a little bit about the church. So I heard about 200 folks worship regularly. Okay. And it's
Lots of kids.
It was up to the rafters of the church.
Yeah, the roof of the pavilion.
Okay.
So where my office is, I measured 10 feet.
Which is
10 feet.
I see. Wow.
Yeah. And I drove out whenever the van moved and the trash can moved, and I knew I had to get out, go back home, and came back and watched from the bridge.
Sure.
So,
Wow.
It was devastating. It was really hard to watch.
Yeah, I'm sure it was hard to watch. So
this is not a stage photo op. This is real, genuine concern for the people, and you're seeing it in real time. It's a complete contrast to the phony AstroTurf that we see from the Kamala Harris campaign.
And where is everybody? I mean, a lot of folks that worship with you.
They're in town, outside of town, just, probably radius between Abingdon, Damascus, and Mount.
So at least the Longshoremen strike is over. News will soon spread of that, but I don't think that's going to stop the hoarding because we have some serious disaster happening. Of course, Joe Biden blames Congress, though.
But folks, this entire project is going to cost billions of dollars, not tens of thousands, not millions, not a billion, billions of dollars, because it goes through so many states. And Congress has an obligation to me, it seems to me, to ensure the states have the resources they need.
And what about the resources you keep sending to Ukraine and Israel and Taiwan? The billions of dollars you send without even blinking, without even asking for an audit trail. But when the American people step up and ask for support, you hand out checks for $750, Joe? You are a disgrace to this country. Brian Kemp says he was outraged. He had to call the White House after only 11 of the 90 counties hit were included in the FEMA disaster declaration. Rural counties neglected.
When the first emergency declarations came down, there was only 11 counties in that. A lot of people were outraged, including me, because there was such devastation in up to 90 counties. So we called the White House. We spoke to the president's chief of staff, the FEMA administrator, and said, "Look, you're sending the signal that you're not paying attention to some of these rural communities."
And it's because they don't care. They're Trump supporters. They do not care at all. At least Ron DeSantis is stepping up to the plate. He's stepping up to the plate not just with respect to disaster relief, but prior to the Longshoremen strike shutting down, he pledged to the National Guard to go to the ports. He doesn't have to do that now.
At my direction, the Florida National Guard and Florida State Guard will be deployed to critical ports affected to maintain order and, if possible, resume operations, which would otherwise be shut down.
So that's not happening now, thank God. And Pete Buttigieg, he has ordered grounding of private drone flights in Hurricane Helene flood rescue zones. People are asking, what is it? What are they hiding? Personally, I think it's when these drones go up, they are catching the sheer magnitude of the devastation. The drone footage gets published on social media. It goes viral. And it shows the extent of the lack of support that the federal government is providing these people. So, I order the grounding of it, right? That's what he says. It's because they don't want you to see what is really happening. And FEMA apparently is running out of money. We reported on this just the other day because they gave all the money to illegals. They've spent it all. Brian, go vertical on this one, please.
$1 billion in North Carolina is underwater, 1,000 people missing. While Pinellas County, we had 11 deaths, and we have a majority of our residents that aren't going to be able to come back to their homes because they're completely destroyed. You have Mayorkas, the Biden-Harris administration, and radical leftists in Washington, mostly in the Democrat Party, gave illegals $1.1 billion in housing assistance. People that never paid into the system. Mind you, they wouldn't have been here in the first place if they weren't campaigning on open borders, but that's a separate video. You should be pissed. And if you think as a legislator, I'm not pissed, and I don't see the games that happen in Washington hoping that you're not paying attention, because that's how it goes up there, is they hope the American people are too busy working to pay attention to the crap that they're doing. I'm telling you, you need to get out and vote, because this is not going to stop. It's just going to continue with the inflation, with the border security issues, and now we have Americans that are literally dying, not being able to get assistance, and the administration says, it's okay, we'll give you $750. Meanwhile, they said our tax dollars overseas to fund countries that don't need it, and they give it to illegal immigrants.
That's the truth right there. We've also got some footage here from Ivanka Trump, Tyler Carditis. Ivanka Trump was even in the house talking to the folks there. Elon Musk has been there. Let's listen in.
All right, sir, can I have your name, please?
John H. Kiner III.
Horizontal, please.
What are you doing here?
I'm a pilot for I own Aerolux Aviation out of Nashville, Tennessee, with a couple other guys. And we're here to help all the people that are stranded after the storm.
I can raise it up here.
Just basically, we're in Nashville, Tennessee, saw the news of what was going on, and we decided, let's go help.
And what has been your experience? Because there's been a lot of outrage and a lot of questions about the federal government's response. With you being here on the ground and in the air,
yes.
What has been your takeaway from how they've handled this disaster?
Well, there is a complete and utter lack of federal government response. We think whoever's in charge right now flew by yesterday through the TFR. I've seen nobody on the ground. Ivanka Trump came yesterday, talked to us. Elon Musk guy's been here talking to us. Glenn Beck is here now talking to us. Have seen no one from the federal government to help out at all. Nobody.
And what do you think about that?
To be honest, it just pisses me off. This is our country. We should be being taken care of priority one instead of all the other countries. It enrages everybody here. 90% of us, there's about 100 to 150 volunteers. And it just pisses us off because we sweat and tears for this country, and they don't get back whatsoever.
And so what are some of the successes that you guys have been doing and that you've seen through this volunteer operation?
Oh, yeah. So we have multiple entities. Some of the guys live here in this town. We came from Nashville, Tennessee. There's guys from Texas. Everybody comes here. We've consolidated here. Everybody is starting to work together really, really well. Hundreds of thousands of pounds of water, fuel, oxygen, medicine, insulin, all that stuff we've been taking to people's house and delivering to them. So insane amount of help just from normal civilians.
And how are all those supplies being procured?
There's a lot of businesses are donating them. They come in 18-wheeler loads. I'm not sure who the businesses are. All I know is 18-wheelers full of water show up, food, grocery stores. I think Ingles around here, the grocery stores donate a lot of food. And we consolidated here. We have 3 aircraft that we brought with us, and we consolidated into 400-pound packages per aircraft. And we get the locals call us with a grid or address where they need food and water or medicine. We fly it out there and land in their yard and drop it off to them.
Can you estimate how many deliveries you guys have made?
Oh, goodness grief. Last 2 days, rough estimate, probably 100,000 pounds of food, water, and mainly food and water, and then, of course, medicine. Today, I dropped off 14 bottles of oxygen at one place.
What does this area need the most that you're aware of?
Honestly, this area the most needs construction crews. We have plenty of water and food. I don't mean to say plenty of water and food like we don't need any more. We have a lot on hand that we can distribute. They need road clearance and people to rebuild the roads. A lot of the roads are completely destroyed. When I say completely destroyed, they are gone. There is not even 20 feet of road to drive over.
And what's the one thing that you want the rest of the country to know about what's happening here?
To be 100% honest, the rest of the country, I want them to know normal, everyday Americans make the difference. Don't depend on the federal government. They're not here to help you.
All right, sir, can I have your name, please?
From empty shelves to communities struggling without federal aid, we're witnessing a breakdown on multiple fronts. But there's hope on the horizon with this strike development. The question is, will it be enough? Now, have you seen the impact of these crises in your area? Are you one of the many failed by FEMA and the Biden administration in Helene's aftermath? Share your stories in the comments. Your experiences could be the wake-up call that this nation needs.